Surprise, surprise, another universal credit bloody problem. Jackie, oh my god, has been left suicidal due to financial woes after transferring to Universal Credit after her husband Mick went into a care home. A woman with chronic pain has been forced to sell her Disney ornaments in order to make ends meet after being transferred onto Universal Credit. Jackie suffers from a number of conditions including fibromyalgia, and so she's been left suicidal over money worries due to the new benefit system. So she's also got health problems as well. Fibromyalgia, yeah, I have something similar to that with my EDS. Bloody hell. Then my grandmother says she's forced to rely on the system after her husband of 22 years developed Alzheimer's disease. That is so sad, Alzheimer's disease, and had to go into a care home. Jackie has little left to live on after paying her rent and transport to visit her husband Mick, 71. Jackie is struggling to cope as her payments were cut when her husband Mick went into care home. Jackie from Lincolnshire is struggling financially. She's no longer able to include her husband in her claim and lost another source of income from his pension. It's disgusting. Because of her chronic pain, Jackie normally has to take a taxi to the care home because there's no bus services that travel along the route from her home. This means that her biggest weekly is simply gone to see him. That's so sad. She has described the Universal Credit as pure frustration and says that the system has completely broken her mentally, yes, and started counselling to help her cope with the pressure she faces. My problems with the Universal Credit all began in February after my husband Mick had to go into care home due to his dementia. He has begun to get quite manic because of his condition, and he's deteriorated so much over the past few months. I don't think a lot of people with Alzheimer's, dementia, and all sorts, when they go into care homes, have you noticed how a lot of them do get a lot of sick? And I do think it's to do with how bad the nutrition is in the care homes. I'm sorry, but the gut is with 80% of your immune system, and I've just noticed that these care homes as well as hospitals, they're not giving them the good nutrition, which obviously would help to improve or would make the condition not get so far as quickly, you know what I mean? Because my own great grandmother went into care home, and I noticed that a lot of these care homes, the people working there, they have no empathy, and they used to forget to feed her and give her hot boiling tea, and she burned herself many times. Other patients would go into her room and bloody steal things, and because they have this dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever, these bloody people get away with it because they don't remember all these things. They don't know what's going on. That's what makes it so sad. So I know this video isn't meant to be about that, but I just want to mention what's going on in some of these care homes. It's disgusting. At first, there was a lengthy wait to get my first claim, and then my initial payment was late, and it was a major struggle to have my payments backdated. I know that I have lost out on at least 2 weeks of my claim. Since then, it has been a struggle just to get back to square one. I put in appeals about my claim, but the process is so drawn out, it has just drained the life out of me. Yeah, it's making people stress, having mental problems, and this is a really sad story where both of the people that need the most help, are both suffering, and this Universal Credit has just, basically destroyed their lives. I mean, she has to take 17 different pills to combat the pain she suffers. The grandma says that she suffers a big hit after attending a fit for work. Oh god, don't even get me started on that. They actually employ people, and don't get me wrong, because there are many people that lie that they are ill, and I fucking understand that. Don't get me wrong, and it's wrong. But because they employ people, I've seen before, I've been to one of these assessments before, and some people, not all of them, because don't want to generalize, but they have no empathy. And it's not the questions they ask you, it's the way they ask you it. It's like they're looking down on you, they think there's something special, they're looking at you like shit, so I'm going to say that. And yeah, it can make you have a mental breakdown. It's made me burst into tears because they're looking at you like you're scum, basically. So Jackie says that she spent days in tears as a result of money troubles that she now faces, claiming to have even contemplated taking her own life. Yes, another story of someone feeling depressed, but the thought of what it would do to her family is what stopped her. Well, thank God for that. She has also now been forced to sell things from her. Yeah, so people are selling things. They're selling items. We've learnt now. People are selling their body. People are bloody doing all sorts of things now. Bloody hell. My daughter has been helping me to sell some of my Disney ornaments I have in home in order to get by and help cover some of Mick's care costs. So sad. If I could work, then I would, but due to my disabilities, I often find it hard, you know. And you know, these fibromyalgia and things like that, and I say chronic fatigue syndrome and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and all these other things that are quite rare, or you know, you can't be. I call them invisible diseases because you can't always see. I mean, obviously, I know VDS. If you fracture yourself, you blatantly you can see. But I mean, like, okay, maybe more fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome and stuff like that. ME. It's like they call them like the invisible diseases. People are suffering so much with this every day, but you can't. People might look okay, not always, but sometimes they look okay physically, but you have no idea what they're going through. And people, you know, oh, you look fine. There's nothing fucking wrong with you. Yes, there is something wrong, you know. People are suffering, and that's why it's so dangerous just to look at a person and be like, you look fine. You have no idea what someone's going through. Like, I have just tried to put on a brave face for my friends, and some of them have been so loving, offering to give some money. But to be honest, that just makes me feel even worse. Yeah, you feel guilty. All I need is enough money to live and care for my husband. I'm just not getting it. It's really sad they've been separated. To be honest, because of the situation, they deserve to have a carer to care for both of them, and they should be able to live together. I think it's very sad that they had to separate them and put them in bloody care home. You know, I'm not saying I'm completely against care homes. I understand sometimes the family just can't look after them, but at the end of the day, like, they're dividing people, and you know, they're putting people like that were once working as nurses and you know, doing really good for the world, and then when they get older, they're just showing them in care homes. Not everyone, I'm just saying some people. And it's not because it's too much to handle, it's actually because they just want to live their own lives, and you know, they want to be selfish. I mean, it's sad the kind of culture it's turning into. When you go to care homes, it's people that, as I said, that they once were a lot better mentally and physically, and once they go in their bloody care homes, you know, and I've been in some of them, and the people, you know, are sad and like, oh, I wish my, you know, family would come and visit me. And they look sad and depressed, and of course that's gonna make them go downhill. And it's just really sad to think, you know, that that's where a lot of us are heading in these care homes. And I'm gonna end this bloody video. Here's another petition. I always talk about this bloody petition. Yeah, it's on all the pages. Oh look, over 56,000 people have signed it. Well, that's good. But yeah. Just another bloody story. So yeah, it's affecting people now in care homes. It's affecting fucking people that are ill. It's affecting people that are single mothers, single fathers. It's affecting people that have had someone die in their life. It's affecting everyone. Slowly, it's affecting everyone. And it's awful. And nothing's being done about it. Same usual crap. Thank you for watching.